Clemson University has a rich military history that is beginning to be forgotten, and in order to become more involved in the Clemson family, the past needs to be remembered. In this presentation, I'll take you through a journey through campus, which starts off at Tillman Hall, which is a Clemson landmark that has also housed Clemson's Air Force ROTC since 1948. Since then, 23 generals have come through Tillman, including General John W. Raymond, who's the highest-ranking general ever to come from an ROTC. Nearly attached to Tillman is Bowman Field. It's the current Air Force and Army parade ground where cadets old and new learn. Bowman is, in fact, always been the military training ground since the school was originally chartered as a military college. In between the two is Military Heritage Park, or MHP. MHP is a current location for Clemson's officer commissioning ceremony. Every footprint at MHP has a name of a leader of Clemson's famous senior platoon that was nationally known, and the middle steps have 18 words that all cadets must embody by the time of commissioning. Along the walls are every medal won by a Clemson grad while serving their nation. Those include the prestigious Medal of Honor, which has been won by 4 different Clemson grads. James D. Harriet, who won it for wiping out a machine gun nest. Gary Evans Foster, who wiped out a machine gun nest and captured 18 Germans. Daniel Augustus Sullivan, who saved the U.S. Christenbull from explosion. And Jimmy Dias, who led the 4th Marine Division valiantly, saving several lives. Colonel Dias is also the only person who's won the Carnegie Medal and Medal of Honor. Next to MHP are 2 cannons that are named Tom and Jerry, not because of the cartoon, but because that was the favorite liquor brand by the old cadets. These cannons are protected by Clemson's Pershing rifles. Heading down the sidewalk is Army ROTC HQ and their M1902 cannon. Clemson's Army ROTC is the oldest active program at Clemson University, which currently is 101 years old. The cannon outside Army HQ is also significant because it's one of 12 still surviving and was used in World War I. Continuing down the street in Memorial Park, which houses a scroll of honor that has 491 names of all known Clemson alumni who gave the ultimate sacrifice. It's currently protected by Tiger Platoon, which is committed to protecting Clemson's history and continuing their traditions. Next to Memorial Park is Memorial Stadium, commonly known as Death Valley. Clemson's Ranger Club protects the stadium and Howard's Rock every year during Rivalry Week. Also, the stadium hosts a Military Appreciation Day game every year. Driving from Memorial Stadium, you will pass Riggs Field and Mel Hall, which has a statue to Clemson's class of 1944, which helped Clemson produce the 3rd most soldiers behind West Point and Texas A&M in World War II. The fields nearby are used by the ROTCs for PT and FTX. Further down the road is the Botanical Gardens, which have the Cadet Life Gardens that tell the life of Clemson cadets back in the day. A few miles out is Clemson's Experimental Forest, where the ROTCs conduct combat training. However, before it was the Experimental Forest, it was Issaquena Bombing Range, which trained Clemson's pilots. Lastly, as you leave Clemson, you'll come across the Major Rudolph Anderson Jr. Memorial that's protected by the Clemson's Arnold Air Society, which continues the legacy of the only combat casualty from the Cuban Missile Crisis. And finally, something that can be found all through campus is a Clemson ring. These were started by the old cadets and have been carried through several conflicts by graduates, which have even saved some alumni's lives in the war. This is only a brief overview of Clemson's military history, and in order to truly experience Clemson, it is necessary to know how this college was built and how it still runs today, and that's through its military. So help educate your friends and your neighbors, because if they know what came before them, they will feel closer to the Clemson family.